Welcome to video 7. Is it? Demonstration. In this large group activity, children identify whether a quantity is an example or non-example of the focal quantity to build number constancy. The materials you'll need for this activity are the quantity cards provided in this module. Please refer to the activity instructions for more information about how to select the appropriate cards for your students. This activity provides the opportunity to use the following key instructional practices for subitizing. Give feedback on children's correct and overextended use of number words, and provide varied examples and non-examples of the same quantity to encourage number constancy. Let's join a classroom as they engage in this activity, and then listen in as the teacher reflects with a colleague.
Okay, so I have a game here I'm going to play, and this time it's going to be really important to have everybody's eyes up here. Because for this game, I'm going to show you a card really fast, and I'm going to put it right back down. If you don't look up here, you'll miss it. And the game is called, Is It 3? So if you see something on my card, and there's going to be dots, kind of like we just used with the dice. If you see 3 dots on the card, and I ask you, is it 3? You're going to just say yes. If you don't see 3 dots on the card, if you see something else, then you're going to just say no when I ask you, is it 3? Okay? It's pretty easy, right? It's a lot of fun, too. All right, so everybody's eyes up here. Are you ready? Is it 3?
Yes!
Everybody said yes so fast. Let's take a look and see.
Yes!
It is 3 dots on the card.
Thanks for letting me come into your classroom to see is it and think about your practice. So you played Is It 3 with your students today. Can you tell me a little bit about how you chose what quantity to really focus on?
Yeah, so I was looking through my progress monitoring logs, and I was noticing that all of my students could subitize 3. So I thought, well, that kind of seemed to be a good focal quantity, like I'll start at 3 and maybe just go down 1 and go up 1, because that way it kind of helps them to understand more or less relative to 3. It's kind of like not that far away from each other, so they could understand what 3 is, what 3 isn't, but how close they are. And so that's kind of how I picked that number. You saw it. All right, let's try another one. Let's try another one. You all eyes up here. Are you ready? Is it 3? It's going to be fast. Oh, I heard a lot of people say no. I heard some people say yes. So let's take a look and see what did we see. And Alessi is telling us he sees 4 dots. He sees 4 dots, right? So it's not 3 dots, is it? Nope, it's 4 dots.
We definitely wanted them to identify, right? Because one of the instructional practices here is providing varied examples and non-examples. So in terms of distinguishing that, how do you feel like that went?
Well, I was trying to show the same quantities, but different arrangements of those quantities. So like, 1 you can't do a whole lot with, but 2 kind of closer together, 2 dots that were closer, 2 dots that were further apart. The 3 kind of a traditional diagonal, but other times some that were scattered or looked more triangular. And I was thinking that would help them kind of develop that flexibility with understanding 3 is still 3 no matter how it looks, as long as there are still 3 dots on the card.
And keeping the quantities small enough that they, hopefully if they can subitize to 3, then they can, that's about the range where they can understand without too much cognitive load being there. So
Yes.
I think that was appropriate. It looks like for a majority of the kids, would you agree?
That they were able to kind of see that? I think so. I feel like, there's other activities I've been doing in the classroom where we show dots and we use our fingers sometimes, and I've been trying to really be mindful of showing quantities in different ways when I ask for, 3 cups or 3 friends. I didn't ask anybody to show me, but some of them were doing that probably because they're used to that. Okay, you ready for the next one? Are you ready for the next one? All right, here we go. It's going to be fast. Is it 3?
No, it's 2.
Oh, everybody said no that time. Let's check. 2 dots. I only see, it's not 3, is it? Nope, you were right. I feel like they were understanding. I feel like those quantities were right where they needed to be.
Yeah.
To get that.
Yeah, and even though they were, I think, like you said, out of habit, which is great, right? They're showing you with your fingers, so you do see that they can show you the same quantity. But I think for most of them, I think you did get back to, so is it 3? Yeah, you're showing me 2 with your fingers. There's 2 dots. So is it 3? You know, and most of the kids being able to say yes and no.
Sometimes it was hard to know what to do when most everybody is saying yes and you could hear this one off to the side, no, which I guess that's, you know, they felt comfortable to say what they thought. I have Spanish speakers and English speakers with me, so sometimes, you know, I forget it might be helpful to also speak in Spanish, since I can speak in Spanish to those children who might, just to make it a little more easier for them to understand. So sometimes I'm not sure is that they don't have the mathematical understanding, or maybe they didn't understand what I was saying in English. So I have to kind of think about both of those.
Yeah, and I think quantity being a great place to incorporate both and make that connection, because the important part, the visual piece, is still there.
Yes, yes.
It may be a different word applied, but that quantity is still the same, whether it's called 2 or dos. It looks the same. So that also being, I think, a great opportunity here and in the quick looks, I think.
All eyes up here. Is it 3?
Yeah!
Wow, everybody said yes. Were they right? There were 3 dots on my card. And you can count to know for sure. Yeah.
5.
Well, we could keep counting if we wanted, but I only had 3 dots, right? And so that is the game of is it 3? Sometimes we saw 3 dots, and it was 3, but sometimes it wasn't 3, and we didn't see 3 dots.
So thanks for reflecting on your practice with me today and thinking about your students. Kind of, it looks like you've got a pretty good idea of where they're at and where you think you want to take them.
Yeah, it's been really helpful because I sometimes am so there in the moment that just talking to somebody, you're helping me see the bigger picture and stay focused on what's important with these activities, so I can really get to the math and really kind of tease out the math for my students. So thanks for all your help too.
Sure.